I am here with Don Jones, and you are our production engineer.
I'm the production girl and illegitimate intern and paperboy.
So in honor of my 4th, I'm going around and springing these questions on everybody, and Don has been gracious enough to participate, so thank you.
I brought my own fireworks and coffee.
Okay, first question. What is one reason the colonists came to America?
The colonists came to America because they heard there was a fountain of Kool-Aid near Plymouth Rock. Not too many people know that. The Dutch people, they're the ones, they had the cool hats with the buckle and the shoes with the buckle. Envy the buckle, don't you? The Kool-Aid fountain. That was the thing. That's why. That's not in the history books.
No, it's not. Nothing about freedom, huh?
Huh? Oh, there were a bunch of reasons.
Okay.
That was the main. That's the one.
That was the main reason.
This is the inside scoop.
Oh, I see. Okay. So.
Paul Revere.
So why did the colonists fight the British?
Well, not too many people know this. George Washington was in an arm wrestling match with Napoleon, and they got interrupted because there was some kind of domestic dispute going on nearby, and they didn't finish the arm wrestling match, and somehow or another that led to some kind of rift between the colonists and the British. So that's really the real reason, and that's something that you won't hear about anywhere. In fact, if you Google it, you probably won't hear it either. Find it there.
Oh, I see. You're better than Google, huh?
Yeah. But it started with an arm wrestling match that was unrequited between Napoleon and GW, the original GW.
Okay. Can you name all 13 original states?
There was not California, and probably not North Dakota. You want me to answer this seriously?
You can try.
The original,
Give it a shot.
The original 13 colonies? Well, we got North, South Carolina, Virginia, Massachusetts, Texas, and Alaska.
Ha ha. You had me because you were doing pretty good
Bering
there,
Strait.
and then you veered.
Yeah, there was Georgia and Alabama.
Nope.
What
are you drinking?
And the San Juan Islands. The San Juan Islands were the 14th colony that no one talks about.
Okay. Other than electricity and inventions, what was Benjamin Franklin famous for?
He was famous for flying a paper airplane into a low overcast, and there was a building, towering cumulus that he couldn't see. There was obscuration, and a lightning bolt reached down and smited his paper airplane.
Man, those are big words.
And the tie-in to that meteorological experience is what really drove the fervor for the Wright brothers to explore the powered flight.
Okay, so nothing about him being the first Postmaster General of the United States?
No, because, the real thing is he was afraid of horses and really had moved on to the paper airplane. And there were horses everywhere. You can understand why he would want to get away from the ground.
I guess so.
Because horses can't fly.
I'm almost afraid to even go
Outside of the Pegasus, which is a winged creature.
Oh, those do exist.
And they can fly, and he wasn't afraid of those.
Okay, so why wasn't he afraid of a Pegasus if he was afraid of a regular horse?
Well, it had something to do with his fascination with flight.
Okay.
I don't really know a lot more about that, but I read something somewhere in an old newspaper about that.
Ah, all right.
Am I passing this test?
If we were going for comedy, yes. So, what territory did the United States buy from France in 1803?
They bought New Orleans and had the world's largest birthday cake, which is known as the Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is really old birthday cake. It's
filled up all these years.
It's mint chocolate. You can tell by the color. It's mint on the outside, and on the inside it's chocolate. And not a lot of people know that. It preserved real well because the Atlantic seawater somehow coalesced with the ingredients of the giant cake and caused it to be preserved.
So nobody really wanted to eat it, huh?
Well, you know, if you look closely, I think there's a finger or two missing, and that's probably the best explanation, because that's a lot of cake, and, you know, it wouldn't go much beyond that point.
That is a lot of cake.
Yeah.
Okay. So, who was president during World War I?
During World War I, there was a guy who became president. It was a real freak thing. His name was Woodrow P. McCall, and he only used public transportation. That was the really main thing about him. I mean, World War I, everybody knows about World War I, but they don't know a whole lot about President McCall's public transportation fixation. He didn't really care for, you know, independent automobile transportation. So.
Okay.
And that's one reason why there were so many horses used in World War I on the battlefield.
Because he didn't like.
Yeah, he was very big. Yeah, big. Especially when we got involved in the conflict. Yeah, it was more about the horses.
Okay, so who did the United States fight in World War II?
They fought a contingency known as the 36th parallel, and in the exact location of that, and the thing surrounding the unknown facets of that group known as the 36th parallel is really unclear. That's really all I got on that.
Japan, Germany.
You have to search because it's not Japan and what? Yeah, people say
Japan,
it might.
Germany, and Italy.
The 36th parallel might be in Japan and Germany and Italy somehow. And I think it has to do with the people that think the Earth is flat. They can see a condition in which the 36th parallel would be found in those three countries. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you look at the rounded Earth, you don't see that it would, bisect, trisect those three countries.
Intersect. That's true.
I don't know.
Okay. Can you name 3 American Indian tribes in the United States?
There were the Buicks, and there were also the Appaloosa Horse Indian tribe, and there was also they were over in the North Pacific Northwest, I think. And then the third one, the real main one, was probably the Hippopotamus Indians. They stayed near water, and they were.
You're not getting far on this. Okay. Goodness. Let's see. What did I not cover?
I don't believe we covered the.
Okay. Do you know one of the writers of the Federalist Papers?
Yeah, the Federalist Papers. One of the writers was Alexander Graham Bell, who also wrote How to Make a Telephone. And also there was the one. I know one of the other guys. One of the other guys was Hamilton Piano Company guy, Mr. Hamilton.
There you go. You got
and while he was no, he wasn't Alexander. I think it was like Mr. Piano Hamilton.
Okay.
In a big piano rivalry with Frederick Baldwin.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but in between he was scribing down some things about how we're going to get out of Dodge and make our own San Juan Islands.
Okay. Well, I won't say that you passed, but because you didn't. But we had fun with it.
Terribly. There's a streak of violence in you.
Oh, okay. I haven't asked these 2 questions from the other people, but I am curious to see how you're going to answer these.
Absolutely.
Okay. Why does the flag have 13 stripes?
The flag has 13 stripes because the way they did the first one is they laid out kind of a grid on a piece of cardboard, whatever they had back then, And they wanted to do each stripe with a different paintbrush, and they only had 13 paintbrushes. And so
they had no concept of cleaning the brushes.
It was yeah. I mean, it was less of it's sort of a ritual. So that's kind of what happened here.
Okay.
It was a short supply of water, but it was more about the ritual of just using a brush for each stripe because of the reverence for what it meant.
Okay. And why does the flag have 50 stars?
Well, that's just in case we trade off. Maybe there's some states we want to sell and buy some other ones we like better. That gives us enough to kind of shuffle with. If you look at the algorithmic mix of 50 and what we got to work with in the world, it works out nicely. You can swap and trade real easy, and you don't get yourself in a corner, numerically speaking.
So they're going to do that when they cut California into 3 states, huh?
Well, yeah, it's handy for that too. In a pinch, you bust a state up and sell off part of it to your friend Bill. Study your history.
Yeah, because this guy knows nothing.
4th of July, American. Be proud.